We are the Holocaust mini.
I'm Bouncy.
I'm Dalek Sex.
I'm Dr. Hamhock.
Satan here.
I'm the news bar.
I'm Joystick Discharge.
I'm the man from the video shop.
Bonsoir, mes amis.
I'm Fiery Bob.
I'm Megacell Guy.
Welcome to We Are the Holocaust.
Do you know what is? I'll tell you what else is interesting. I this morning went to look for if we'd had any new reviews. Do leave us a review on iTunes if you.
Are you talking about your sexual performance, or are you talking about the show?
I'm talking about our show.
You've got one of those Nike wristbands that measures your performance, and then when you check your calories burned afterwards, and then you jump up and down on the bed shouting "Achievement unlocked."
Dalek, you put it on your wrist. The rest of us put it on our ankles. It's.
I don't put it on my wrist.
Oh dear. So anyway, I was on iTunes and I typed in Holocaust just to bring up the show so I could then check the reviews. And then suddenly I noticed a book that I'd never noticed before. Now usually when I'm typing in Holocaust, I don't type in Holocaust, I just put Lolo, and it usually brings up Holocaust and Lolo Ferrari, which is fine. I mean, the two are pretty much interchangeable. However, putting in the full word Holocaust brought up a book called Le Donne e l'Holocausto, which is the women of the Holocaust. And at that point, I realized that Holocaust is very similar to what I'm assuming is Italian for Holocaust. So if there are any Italian listeners out there, you are listening to the wrong show. We apologize. We don't kill Jews. We just let them talk in a sinister fashion.
Now, the Jews on this show just die of their own accord.
Speaking of listener feedback, I got a letter this week from our American listener and sometimes contributor to the show, Rizzy Quattro. She says season 5 is grating and chaotic. It was much less painful to follow when you were driving around with a corpse.
Well, we can soon arrange this, but with a corpse involved. Couldn't we?
She also says, and I'm reading directly here, I had a dream the other night about Cliffy B. I don't know what he looks like, but it was incredibly realistic. He was in a wheelchair with tears streaming down his face, and he was begging me to ask you lot to stop being nasty to him. I said I didn't think I could do that, and he would just have to stop tweeting dumb shit. It was not a nice dream.
That's good.
So yeah, congratulations, chaps. We've given someone their first nightmare.
I don't think it's the first. I think it's just the first one who then felt obliged to send an email.
So yeah, as a result of that, I'm not going to do the Cliffy tweets this week.
Oh, God, if every email I got meant that I didn't do anything anymore, the last 6 weeks would have meant that I couldn't ever leave the house or smile at anyone in any possible direction.
I'm sorry, I just don't feel up to it. I was already feeling guilty because I suggested that he makes Lauren Blazinski have sex with the family dog in their basement.
Well, we didn't quite say
week.
We didn't quite say that.
We
all right, we did.
It's not true. It's not true. It might be true. It probably is true. It's not true. But I had a look at Lauren Blazinski's Twitter feed, Leet Lauren, and she's actually quite nice. And it just made me come over all guilty. She might be a bit too fond of Dany from Game of Thrones, but you know, who isn't partial at least a little bit to Daenerys Targaryen, Stormborn, first of her name, Mother of Dragons and Breaker of Chains, is what I say. I did find out, though, that Cliffy has a dog.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got a dog. It's called Teddy B.
Oh, God.
And it has its own Twitter account.
You're kidding.
No. They've both got dogs. He's got one called Teddy B, and she's got one called Eevee, because Cliffy's wife collects Eevee dolls, the Pokemon, from the first game. That's her obsession. And her dog's Twitter account is called Leet Evie. Fair enough. Cliffy's dog has a Twitter account called @DogHuge.
What's terrifying there is I was going to listen to whatever you said, and then I was going to say, I'm surprised he didn't call it Dog Huge. And now he did. That's bad when you think that somebody's even beyond that level of parody, and they go and preempt it themselves.
It's not actually bad. So yeah, the long and the short of this is that Cliffy's dog and Cliffy's wife both have Twitter feeds which make them appear to be nicer human beings than he does.
How the fuck does Cliffy B's dog have 10 times the followers than I do on Twitter? And he's a dog.
It is a huge dog.
I can suggest a couple of reasons, Dr. Hamhock.
Go on then.
People didn't like your remix.
Well,
that's reason one.
And reason two.
And reason two is what you've done is you've taken the same followers for the last 4 years and just reordered them. It doesn't. You never add any new ones.
Well,
that's your fault. No one else's.
You can't add followers, Bouncy. You can't. You can add to people you're following. You can't add followers like you go out there and round them up.
Yeah, but let's be honest.
Into the back of a truck like the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
If you ever look at Kev, that's Lelujo on Twitter, you ever look at his feed, he's got a lot of followers. Most of the reason is he just follows a load of people. They follow him back, then he unfollows them. So he sort of adds followers in his own little way. Hamhock could do that. He chooses not to. He's happy. He's happy with his little...
Anyway, moving a bit. Before we move on completely, Cliffy is back in video games.
Oh.
Is the big news.
Say what?
Yeah, he's co-designing a level of an old-school first-person shooter. I think it's called Super Hot.
I thought you were going to say it was called Doom Huge.
No. I think it's called Super Hot. I couldn't tell you for sure without Googling it. But would you like to know how he got to be co-designer on the levels for that game?
Did he have sex with someone's dog?
Closer than I thought. But, no, go on.
Did he?
Go on.
No.
I'll tell you if you're getting warmer.
Did he eat somebody?
I can't see how any of this is going to help you swing a position on a video game design team.
I don't know.
Bouncy?
I don't know. I don't think he's got any children. So I will say it's being made by a young child relative who let Uncle Cliffy, Uncle, whatever his name was, Clifford, Uncle Clifford is now going to be helping him make his first game.
You're getting closer.
Ooh.
Although it is favoritism related, but not narcissism related. Narcissism? Nepotism. It's not nepotism related.
His wife is making a game.
No.
His dog's making a game.
Oh, I'll just fucking tell you, shall I?
Yes.
He contributed $3,000 to the Kickstarter.
Oh. Right. Oh.
And that's the reward for that tier that you get to help out on the design of the game. It's come to this for Cliffy.
So he's paying to play with your ball with you in the playground.
I'm wondering.
I half expect his next tweets to come out to be, hello, American friends. I've got a new job working on a game. Would you like to hang out sometime and have a coffee? That would be cool. Something like that.
That's like me on Twitter at fucking 7:30 every morning this week. Anyway.
I'm going to stay here with Eddie and his great mates.
I'm sorry for all those people on the railway platform. I was late for the train. Oh, bless you. It does make me smile.
Yeah. Do you think they'll give the $3,000 back?
I don't know. It
Do you think they'll bury the level in the game code and say it's an unlockable?
It's just going to be a level full of just Cliff Blazinski, though, isn't it?
It's a level only available to those who have contributed a certain amount on Kickstarter. So maybe £3,000.
How sad's Cliffy B? His Twitter is an atrocity. How sad's Cliffy B? He's an internet anomaly. How sad's Cliffy B? He's a walking autobiography. How sad's Cliffy B? How sad is Cliff Brzezinski? There's a confirmed account on Twitter. That almost every creature knows. It's called Cliff of Mike Brzezinski. Check it, this is how it goes. A tenuous grip on news and memes and tech and Google Glass. And every single week, yes, every single week it winds up on the cost. I'm just saying, how sad's Cliffy B? His Twitter is an atrocity. How sad's Cliffy B? He's an internet anomaly. How sad's Cliffy B? He's a walking autobiography. How sad's Cliffy B? How sad is Cliff Brzezinski? Well, there's a principle on Twitter that everybody knows is sound. It says the people with the followers get told that their tweets are profound. So he's bigger in his following, he's bigger in his accomplishments, he's bigger in his corporate world. So everybody out there, take care of yours and him. He's dude huge on fine.
Hope he stays benign.
Let me hear you say questionable jokes. Hatchety jokes. Rock him all you want, he's never ever gonna stop. No. I said, come on, how sad is the real Cliffy B? How sad's Cliffy B? Got the charisma of broccoli. How sad's Cliffy B? He's got a joke Twitter for his puppy. How sad's Cliffy B? Please introduce him to modesty. How sad's Cliffy B? How sad can he possibly be? Let's see. How sad's Cliffy B? All the internet is sighing. How sad's Cliffy B? And the podcasts are decrying. How sad's Cliffy B? Hashtag Hugeville is replying. How sad's Cliffy B? And the tragedy's underlying. How sad's Cliffy B? Who cares if your brain cells are dying? How sad's Cliffy B? This is all so horrifying.
And then just shake a fist lightly. Doesn't work very well on the air, but I him. I'll get you, Dalek. She doesn't talk like that. She doesn't sound like that. She has got a moustache, but she doesn't wear a cap. And
you get that podcast out, or I'll have your arse, Hock.
Quick, Dalek's here. Hide the donkey, Bouncy.
Yeah, I'm pulling over the podcast. I'm just popping under that duvet for 20 minutes. Don't tell anyone, eh? Don't know who that was. Someone from Wispeech, from the sound of it. I work in a video shop. Today, I was sat with my lovely, and we were talking about Britain's Got Talent this week, which I don't watch, but it was on in this house I'm in now. And they had three men, not in drag, but they were dressed femininely. They had high heels and they had feathers on. They had very, very tight trousers. And we finished, and my housemate, which is a maths teacher, she's very, very, very good at this sort of thing, said, It's a Tina Turner song. Should have given it a bit more welly. And I said, quick as a dart, well, I don't think they could have given it much more. I already saw their Nutbush City Limits as it was. To which she laughed. So I recounted this to my lovely, and she said, Tina Turner, that's good. You can't do that. It'd be like climbing a river and a mountain referenced in the song. My head should now want to say something back to her to say, I'm very impressed that you kind of quoted Tina Turner things at me in a conversation about Tina Turner. Now, what I should have said is, you're simply the best. It's textbook. So what I actually said was, you're beyond the Thunderdrome. What? What is wrong with me? I couldn't think of any.
You'll be on the Thunderdrome. That's not even a thing.
No, it's beyond the Thunderdrome. You're beyond the Thunderdrome.
Oh, you're beyond the
Thunderdrome. Yeah.
Not on the Thunderdrome.
Not on it. No,
I thought on the top of it.
I thought for a moment you were going to drop your trousers, bend over, and show your golden eyes.
Golden eye found his trousers. Oh, I fucking love
No,
that song.
instead, I just
I've
went
forgotten that song
from the
existed.
drum.
Thank you, Hock.
It's massive.
It's huge.
My golden eye.
It's like the Eye of Sauron down there.
I have saw one.
Very good. Very good.
We are the Holocaust mini.
There's a box in this room that says selected parsnips on it.
As opposed to random parsnips.
Yeah. Selected parsnips from 30 to 34 Commercial Road, March, Cambridgeshire. If you want to call them up and ask them their selection process, their number is 01354 602 860.
Is this the parsnip lottery scheme that's happening,
No,
where only a
it's-
few hundred parsnips will survive the oncoming?
From the look of it, their logo
Maybe it's the parsnip code
is
lottery.
Morehouse and Moen Limited. No, they're just selected parsnips. It's a very small box. It looks like it carries about 5 kilos of parsnips, I would say, at a guess. But yeah, I would be interested to know what their selection process is. If a parsnip looks...
Perhaps they could get Tony Parsons to endorse them. Parsons parsnips. Parson
Oh, it could
Parsons nips. The Parsons nips.
Tony Parsons with a pair of scissors selecting parsnips. These
Tony
are my
Parsons.
Parsons nips. My Parsons snips are selecting the parsnips. Sniz. Sniz.
Tony Parsons, Pa and Sons Parsnips. That works.
I feel a ham hock sale guy type thing coming on. I'm all positively aroused at the thought of it.
I need to do something for this week's show. It's a pre-record because I've
Insert
barely said
audio
anything.
file here. But we find the most popular shows are the ones where that happens.
Yeah, funny that.
I'm waiting patiently.
Hi, Dr. Hamhock here. Would you like to hear my remix? Good.
Oh, yes, marvellous, isn't it? You know, wasn't it? Cool. First half to die for, you know. Angles, through balls.
Thank you. Good night.
That was liquid football.
Popping up out of nowhere to slot it under the advancing keeper's body. Say ho! Say ho! Eat my goal! Say eat my goal!
Met het balbezit voor Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer speelt de bal. Heel goed naar Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp neemt de bal aan. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp.
Good morning, my swirly hockey party. Here boom, the swirly doggy.
He must have a foot like a traction engine.
Free life.
rolling the ball in dog's muck and getting your friend to head it.
Yes. 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 That was a goal.
22 grown men chasing a ball around a muddy field. Football? What's it for? Who cares?
Is in the pudding, and the pudding in this case is a football. Booth! Eat my goal! The goalie has got football pie all over his shirt.
You know how in America they're not allowed to execute the mentally retarded?
Yet.
I think they do it in Texas. They don't do it in Florida, because last week somebody suggested an IQ test for all the prisoners. And somebody responded, well, no, we can't do that because we wouldn't be able to execute anyone. And obviously what he meant was people would just fake the test to make them appear stupider than they really are so that they wouldn't be eligible for execution. But it sounded like he was implying that there isn't actually anyone in the state of Florida who is mentally competent enough to execute. Which, if you read the news, you got to admit there's a point.
Yeah, there's a point. I mean, just look at what happened with George Bush in the election.
Wouldn't it be awful being a policeman in Florida, just waking up in the morning and thinking, oh, God, I'm gonna go to work.
Yeah, but
I hope I don't get anyone cutting a cat in half with
unless he lived out, unless he moved, like he was relocated from the gritty suburbs of Chicago to the sunnier climes of Florida, he would also be mentally challenged because he would also be a Floridian.
Is he from Preston, that guy?
Yeah, he's from Preston, Lancashire.
The sunnier climes of Florida.
He won a holiday on Bullseye, and he decided to never come home because he was sick of the bloody retarded kicking the shit out of people outside of Disneyland.
Parsons, Preston's, Parsnips, sons.
Tony Parsons with a pair of scissors cutting off foreskins.
With
Tony Parsons snips tips clips. .com.tumblr.is.
Parsons, Parsnips, snips, tits and clits and tips.
Terry...
And kettle chips.
Nicholas Parsons. What? This
has got Christmas outtake reel written all over it.
Nicholas Parsons. Parsons knows something. Bounces under a duvet. There you go. That's my contribution. I'm going to keep that in.
Dalek looking at the pictures on the Facebook. Stalking at the pictures on the Facebook. Looking at the girls on the Facebook. Not got the friends on the Facebook.
Can we have some stuff for the show?
Some Facebook?
Can we have some Facebook?
You want to? Well, I did mention earlier that I'd been looking at the girls on the Facebook. You didn't ask who it was.
Have you been looking at the girls on the Facebooks?
I have. I've been looking at the girls on the Facebook.
What's he been doing, Bouncy?
Has he been looking at the girls on the Facebook?
I swear my only contribution to this fucking show and the last couple of series is me pitch changing my voice and sounding like a little kid doing nursery rhymes.
Sounding grating and chaotic.
Yes.
I've actually been looking at the Facebook account of Barbara Woodhouse's estate, the great animal trainer from the 1980s. I'm sure we all remember her from our childhoods. And they've posted up lots of lovely pictures of Barbara in her prime, Stuff she was getting up to with her dogs. I'm looking at a picture of her with a Great Dane, an angry-looking Great Dane. Of course, that she was very big on obedience training. She was a bit of a dog whisperer in that respect, and you can certainly see it in this picture of her and a big hairy growler. Lovely looking old growler it is. Little bit grey round the edges.
Lovely coat. Nice posture.
Little bit of slobber hanging down the jowls.
A little bit of slobber, and the Great Dane's not bad either.
But she wasn't just an authoritarian dog trainer. She was tremendously fond of the animals. She had a softer, more whimsical side as well. And this can be seen in her family's photos of her helping to wash the dogs. For example, we're looking at one here with a couple of King Charles Spaniels, and she's stood there soaping up her magnificent Charlies, and I got to say, I'm liking the look of those wet Spaniels' ears. I think if you were to lift them up and let them go, they'd go shtaflop.
It's like Fat Harry White meets Facebook. I saw that coming from the start. So stupid. It shouldn't be funny, Dalek. It just shouldn't be funny.
It's not just King Charles Spaniels. There's Labradors too. The Labradors don't look like they're enjoying it, and they're having a fight with each other. So I'm just looking at one now of Barbara Woodhouse with water everywhere, trying to pull her wet, ragged labs apart.
We are the Holocaust.
You're listening to We Are the Holocaust. I'm Dr. Hamhock. You can catch me on Twitter at Dr. Hamhock, as in Dr. Hamhock.
I'm Dalek Sex, and you can follow me at The Voice of Sex on Twitter. I also do the apps, news, and stuff for the Gamescast on Spreaker and iTunes, and occasionally the odd blog post for the Mature Gamer website.
And I'm Bouncy more of an H after the second B. When I'm not doing this load of shit, I'm doing another load of shit on the Mature Gamer podcast.
If you would like to interact with us, you can find us on Facebook at We Are the Holocaust. There's a page on there. Or on the website, holocaust.co.uk. Or you could send us a review or give us a review on iTunes. Not that we want it for our egos, just so we know that someone's listening. And then we can take the piss out of you.
Ole, ole,